Hello children, welcome back to the next class, and today we will be taking geography, the first chapter. I know all of you like geography, and this first lesson which is there in geography is one of my favorites. I love this lesson, and once you get into it, I'm sure this is going to be your favorite lesson also. To begin with, let me ask you, do you like watching the sky at the time of night, at night time? Have you seen the sky in the night? Especially when we have a clear sky without any clouds. And now, since the last 1 month, we have seen lesser amount of smoke and pollution also, lesser amount of dust also. So now, if you go and see the sky at night, you will find a nice clear sky. You can see lots of stars shining here and there. Maybe you can see a tiny planet. Maybe you can see something moving around lying here and there. Yes, no? So we find that the sky at night is a very interesting thing to see. So this is what our next lesson is about, or the first lesson in your geography is about. It is the solar system and our Earth in our solar system. So to begin with, what we call all these tiny objects that we see in the sky at night. Some are small, some are big, some are moving, some are not. The moon is also there, of course. So all these different numerous things that we see in the sky, we refer to as celestial bodies. Yes, it is called as celestial bodies. And all these celestial bodies put together, no? I will show you a photograph. You will understand all these celestial bodies much better. These are all the celestial bodies that we see in the night sky. There you can see the sun, and then we have so many planets, and then we have a belt over here. Then we have much bigger planets, that is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. We have a comet moving around near Saturn. We have Uranus, we have Neptune, we have Pluto, which is not actually a planet, but it is actually a dwarf planet, which we will come to know later. And then there are more belts of different smaller objects. So all these things put together is what we call as celestial bodies. All these objects that we see in the sky, especially they are visible only during the night time. So coming to our solar system, what you see in front of you right now is called as the solar system. We start with the sun, which is at the center of our solar system. The first planet over there is Mercury. Then we have Venus. Then we have our own planet Earth. Next to Earth, the tiny object that you see over there is the moon. After Earth comes Mars. Then we have a nice big fat asteroid belt. These are belts of rocks. Okay, this is a belt made up of majorly rocks, which separates Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter, an extremely big planet, the largest in our solar system. Then we have Saturn with its beautiful rings. Then we have Uranus. Then we have Neptune. And last we have Pluto, which is not actually a planet, but it is a dwarf planet. So it is not considered as one of the 9 planets in our solar system. So our solar system as of now has 8 planets, right? And you need to learn and remember the sequence of these planets, so it comes to you easily. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. As and when you learn, read more and more, this pattern of the planets will get set inside your head. Okay, so these were the celestial bodies. So quickly we started the chapter, and then we learned about celestial bodies, and now we know our solar system is made up of all these beautiful planets, right? Now the next thing that we need to learn in our solar system is about the stars. And if you have observed carefully the night sky, you would have seen that there are some few patterns that you see in these stars. You will see that these stars make different designs in our sky. Why is that? Well, that's how they are situated, that's how they are located, and these patterns are what have helped many of us, and it's also useful in astronomy. So as you see the photograph which is there on your screen right now, there are different patterns and numerous names which are given to these patterns. You see Ursa Minor right in the center over there, and then we have something like Ursa Major, that is called as the Great Bear. So these patterns which we see in the night sky, they are referred to as, or they are called as, constellations. So constellations mainly are patterns of stars in our sky which we join together, which help us in different ways. Now if for example, just imagine you are traveling in a boat in the open sea and it is night time. So how do you come to know which direction are you in? We have a star which is called as a north star or the pole star, which is the star which is always pointing towards the north side. So once I see this pole star, so I know that okay, I am facing north, and somewhere near the pole star if I see Ursa Major, then I know okay which direction I need to go. I don't know the exact details, but this is how sailors in earlier days and even presently also, they navigate their boat, they move around their boat and they are able to travel. So this is the role of constellations, and this is how numerous different stars form such beautiful constellations in our sky. Right? Now the next part that we'll come to is our moon. Yeah, our closest neighbor and the closest celestial body that we have, that is the moon. And you know what the best part about our moon is? The most beautiful thing about our moon? Yeah, once you see this, you will understand. The moon is such a strange thing that we see only one part of our moon. If you see this particular animation, you will able to understand this much more better. See, the moon also rotates. The earth rotates, the moon also rotates, right? Both of them rotate, and at the time of rotation, the moon also revolves around the earth. Okay. Now the rate at which it rotates, if you see this animation very carefully, those eyes are the part of the moon which is facing earth. Whereas it is rotating and it is revolving at the same time, it takes the same amount of time for completing one rotation and one revolution also. Right? The rotation is the act of the moon rotating around its own axis being the center. Whereas the revolution is the act of the moon moving around the entire earth from one spot to the other spot. So you see the beginning of the circle here, and then it slowly completes that circle. There it has completed. Again the circle started, and now it will complete that circle there. And at the same time, if you see, this revolution and rotation are taking the same time. That is why we always are able to see only one side of the moon, and the back side of the moon, which we are not able to see, it is called as the dark side of the moon. Yes, because we have never seen it, that's why it's dark. Yeah. Okay, so this was all about the moon. The moon is called as a satellite, and it is a natural satellite because it is naturally occurring. There are various artificial satellites. Those are the satellites which are made by human beings, and we send these satellites from our earth on rockets to the space so that they help us in communication, they help us in knowing the weather better, they help us in war. There are many defense satellites, so there are various different functions that these satellites do. Those are artificial satellites. The moon, our closest neighbor, is a natural satellite. Okay, so now we have learnt about the moon. The next part in this lesson that we are going to learn about